Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today I'll be talking about the X-Men movies. Yeah, a lot of these movies I have a different opinion about than a lot of others I have come to find. Especially with my favorite one. But we'll talk about that one later. But first we'll talk about the first X-Men movie, which I don't have it by itself. It's just I have the Experience collection, where it's just an X. Very thought out disc cover.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, time to get into the plots and the rest of the film. Bzz. Okay, the first X-Men film. The Wolverine, Logan. That's his name. Well, his name. It becomes one of the titles of one of the future movies. I got the black and white edition of it. But Wolverine and this girl named Rogue meet up under very bad circumstances, and while they're driving out the country, we meet Sabretooth, and I remember right, some type of fight happens, and then we see Xavier. He has a school for kids that are like mutants. I think that's what they call them. Mutants being just people with superpowers. And he has like a school just for them. And Wolverine, I hate calling him Wolverine, Logan and Rogue go to the school. Like, not go to it, but like they actually go there. And it's hard to remember this one. I haven't seen it in a while. When they go there, we see Magneto, pretty sure, and his group of people. They're trying to build a machine that makes people accept mutants, because in this story, people do not accept mutants. They despise them. They don't like them. Treat them like a sickness. So Magneto built a machine to make them accept them. If I remember right, one of the main purposes is to kill them after they acknowledge them, I guess. So the newly formed X-Men have to go and save the day by stopping this machine. And yeah, they do such that. Basic summary, but not a basic film. I really enjoy it. X-Men, I give it a I give it a 3 out of 4. X-Men 3 out of 4. Now it's time for X2 X-Men United. Yeah. Now it's time for X2 X-Men United. I always forget what it's called. Here's the cover to the disc. Yeah, it's just the first one, both Wolverine on it. A military scientist that also hates mutants. Drugs. Xavier to make a version of a certain machine so he can kill people. The X-Men win in the end. It's not really a spoiler, because they decided to make 12 more movies. I mean, I guess most of them are sequels, but still. Yeah. The X-Men win. This one's kind of hard to remember, and I've seen it like I've only seen it like 4 times, which that sounds like a lot at first, but there's only one other movie that I've seen once. One movie that I've seen twice. This one 4 times, and the rest I've seen like eight or more times. Like I like this franchise, but yeah, I've only seen this one 4 times. It's not as entertaining as the first one or many of the others, but it's still, in my opinion, it's still a good movie. X2, X-Men United, I give it a 2.5 out of 4. Now it's time for X-Men The Last Stand. Yeah. Now it's time for X-Men The Last Stand, but on the DVD. It doesn't say men, so it just looks like X The Last Stand. This is the one that I think I said twice, I don't remember. But I've only seen it twice. I wasn't a big fan of this one. And maybe I can give it the rating right now. It's a 2 out of 4, in my opinion. There's this new mutant that can be offered as a cure, I think. Well, I don't know why I put quotes there, but I mean, some people, and this news goes out, and some people are like, "Yay, I can be normal." Some people view it as no, this is genocide. But so that happens, and oh yeah, in the last film, one of the characters die. In this film, the said character is brought back to life, and this character wants this cured so that they can be normal. I believe that's the same person. I always get them confused. But whenever they revive her, she joins Magneto's team, and this leads to a fight between Magneto and the X-Men. And another one dies, and Magneto is now cured. But he's showing signs of recovery, showing signs for a sequel. Yeah, X-Men The Last Stand wasn't the biggest fan, but I give it a 2 out of 4 stars. I'm just gonna do the next film that's in this DVD case, which is X-Men First Class. Yeah. Now it's time for my favorite in the DVD collection, which is X-Men First Class. This is during the Cuban Missile Crisis, where we see the early days of Magneto and Xavier. Xavier and Magneto are trying to hunt down this guy that is going to use his powers for dominance and yeah. And they finally capture the guy after some trial and error. And whenever we get to see Magneto, he's with the guy alone, and earlier in the film we see this, I believe it's the same guy, who he forces Magneto to show his powers by this is whenever Magneto's a little kid. He forces him to show his powers by killing his mom, and he gets a little angry. He shows off his powers, and This takes place in Auschwitz, by the way. So, yeah, whenever Magneto's alone with this guy, he kills him. Which I agree with. He should have died. But, they don't separate. I don't think they separate because of the death. They separate because they both believe in different. Like Xavier, he believes in like everyone's equal. But Magneto, I think he's thinks that mutants are superior. Which I mean, in most ways they kind of are. But yeah, First Class. We even have a little cameo of Wolverine in there, which I think is kind of funny. Yeah, X-Men First Class. 3 out of 4 stars. Next is my favorite one, like my favorite X-Men movie. Well, my favorite X-Men movie that says X-Men. X-Men Origins Wolverine. I love this film. Time to talk about it. X-Men Origins Wolverine. This film starts off way back in 1845, pretty sure. His name is James, not Logan, in this one. I believe Logan is just a changed name. So, it shows that, and him basically going through life and death with his brother, half brother, and they join the mutant force, and Logan quits, and sometime later, Wolverine has a girlfriend, and he loses her whenever he finds her. She dies, and now he's got to find the killer. And doing this, he finds his brother again, I'm pretty sure, and he has a run with his brother, and I believe he breaks his, wooden claws at the time, and then he goes to a procedure to get adamantium bones. Yeah, I also think, if I remember right, he loses his memory with a bullet to his forehead. And this, I don't think that happens right after that. That happens a bit later. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyways, after the procedure, finds his brother. They're kidnapping mutants. Takes down his brother. He frees the mutants. This is our first appearance of Deadpool in the films. This is a different Deadpool. He's been experimented and worked on to be better. It's just a better version of him. He teleports, and they made his mouth his mouth just gone. And his brother comes back, and Wolverine and his brother have a fight with Deadpool, or Weapon 11, and Wolverine's brother takes down Deadpool, killing both of them, I'm pretty sure. and Wolverine, Logan, or I guess James, catches up with the main villain, and right before he's able to kill this guy, he gets the said bullet that I talked about, loses his memory, and the villain gets away. Obviously, this is a prequel. This is a prequel to the X-Men trilogy. We also see Gambit in this one. He's helped by Gambit at the end. The mutants escape, like I said, and film ends. I've seen this one the most out of all of them, and I like this one a lot. Yeah, I'll say right now, I don't like. It's probably like my fourth favorite in the franchise of 14 movies. I mean, I guess technically 15 if you want to talk about the. They made like an X-Men, like the New Mutants. I think they made a different one of that back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, like that wasn't only 30 years ago. But I'm not going to cover that because I've seen that one as many times as I did Dark Phoenix one time, and that's all I needed. I might talk about that one on the TikTok that you need to check out. I talked about Cheers yesterday. That was fun. I talk about other shows and related things. Yeah. Oh yeah, Luke also posted on there. He talks about wrestling. I don't know what else he's talked about on there. I think he's just posted about wrestling. But yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine. 4 out of 4 stars. Heck yeah. Next film. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the rest of the X-Men films, and then I'll move on to the other ones that don't have titles, or okay. After I'm done with the X-Men movies, I'll talk about Wolverine, then Logan, and then the 3 Deadpool movies. I don't own Deadpool 2, but I'll go ahead and show you the 2 that I have. So X-Men Days of Future Past. This movie is set in a dystopian version of 2023, and they are being hunted by these big robots called Sentinels. Sentinels. And they use, and the Magneto and some other people, including the X-Men, need to go back in time to stop someone's death from happening so they can avoid this timeline. So they go back, they have Wolverine go back in time to have, so they can have Magneto and Xavier team up again to stop this assassination from happening. As they succeed, now Wolverine has to suffer with both timelines happening. Yeah. Really depressing movie for Wolverine here, but I liked it less than X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah, that's the first time you've ever heard anyone say that. I liked it more than X3. but not as much as, I mean, I don't know. I give it a 2.5 out of 4. Decent feature pass, 2.5 out of 4. Next is X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah. Now it's time for X-Men Apocalypse. This ancient, powerful mutant comes back to life after thousands of years and recruits Magneto and a few other people to, I guess, take over the world. Sounds about right. X-Men wins, obviously. And this takes place in 1983. Very quick summarization. Fun watch, but it's nothing crazy. Only a few memorable moments, but I don't remember the movie itself. It was, I mean, it was a fun watch, but, I mean, it was kind of slow. It was fun, but slow. Really slow. Yeah. 2.5 out of 4. There's not really much to say about it. It's really... Yeah. Next is The Wolverine. I really enjoy this one. Yeah. Now it's time for The Wolverine. I really like this one. Basically, he is led to go to Japan, I'm pretty sure, to see a guy that he saved during World War II. And since he's dying, he wants Wolverine's healing factor, so he can live. Logan denies that, and now he has to protect his granddaughter. Not Logan's granddaughter, but the guy that dies' granddaughter, I'm pretty sure. And this guy dies, with quotes, by the way. And the rest of the film is just a he's just a security guard, I guess. Near the end of the film, it turns out there's this big fight against this tall guy in armor. Turns out this guy is the guy that wanted the healing factor. He loses the fight to Wolverine, obviously. And, yeah. I think there's like a mid-credit scene where Magneto and Charles Xavier ask him for help. The Wolverine, it was a fun watch. I really enjoyed that film. I watch it a lot. Excuse me. 3.5 out of 4 stars. Next is Logan. Why am I hyping it up that much? I don't know. Okay. Now it's time for Logan. Takes place in 2029. Logan is now a taxi driver and is hiding Xavier from the world. He is found, and he finds this girl that is basically his clone. And he takes them to a safe place, where he meets his own actual just clone that's just stronger. Oh yeah, Logan's been dying from adamantium poisoning, and that affects his healing factor. I guess. So, there's a final fight between Logan and his clone. And Logan dies. I put air quotes on there because his character comes back. So, I mean, that Logan does die, yes, but, I mean, the Wolverine does come back, so, yeah, and we see his daughter clone and a few other child mutants, escape, and they're now free. Yeah. Logan, 2.5 out of 4 stars. The black and white does make it better. Yeah, so if you want to watch Logan, I suggest that version. Now it's time for the Deadpool trilogy. Ooh, I don't know how we get from Logan to Deadpool, but yeah. Well, I mean, a mid Wolverine movie to my opinion, one of the best trilogies ever. But that's just because I like Deadpool. I really like Deadpool. He's pretty cool. Yep, time for Deadpool. Deadpool. This guy named Wade Wilson, he does things for people, and he's just a bad guy. Not a villain, but he's just a D-bag. He gets with this girl that has a very interesting occupation. And one night, they decide to have fun, and he just passes out. Turns out he's got cancer. Suffering from this fact, he finds this guy that says he can cure him, and through a lot of thorough thinking and depression, he takes it. And this is how we get Deadpool's superpowers. How he gets his powers. A small little time skip happens, and he decides with his new powers he kills the people that did him wrong because they ruined what he looks like, so now he can't be normal. Yeah. He does that for the rest of the film near the end. Oh yeah, he is also accompanied by 2 people from the X-Men. One of them in which we saw in the previous set of films. A lot of films. I like his character. And we see a new X-Men member. They did this for rights reasons. And into the film, the bad guy kidnaps Wade's or Deadpool's girlfriend, and Deadpool kills this bad guy ultimately. And happy ending. Hooray! 4 out of 4 stars. I really like this. I don't own Deadpool 2, sadly, but I know the plot, so. Now it's time for Deadpool 2. Think a few years later, maybe. Um, Deadpool and his girlfriend are in their little house, and they are attacked by a group of people, and Deadpool's girlfriend unfortunately dies during this. She comes back later, but she dies. So now Deadpool has to find these people. This guy that time travels finds him and this little boy that he needs, because this little boy grows up to kill the time traveler's family, and Deadpool is accompanied by this little kid. So now he has to protect him. This kind of happens throughout the film. We see Juggernaut again. Yeah. At the end of the film, Deadpool almost dies. He comes back, and he uses Cable's time traveling thing to bring back his girlfriend and do some other stuff involving the past. Yeah. Deadpool 2. 4 out of 4 stars. In some cases I like it more than the first one, but I don't know if I like the first one better more. I think I like the second one more. Yeah, I might. Yeah. That's time for Deadpool versus Wolverine. Yay! Deadpool versus Wolverine. A few years later, he's kind of given up the Deadpool thing after getting rejected from the Avengers. Now he's living a normal life, basically, and one day he gets kidnapped by the TVA people, and he has to get a said anchor point, which is Wolverine, so the universe can stay stable. And he tries to get the one from Logan and fails, so he gets a new one, and they're like, you picked the wrong one, and then it turns out that they're not even doing this the way that they're supposed to. This is just a group of people that are from the TVA that are just doing it their own way. So Deadpool and Wolverine have to go through through like a multiverse type of thing. Not the multiverse, but it's like a dumpster place. I can't remember what it's called, where rejected things go to, like dead timelines and stuff. Go to. And they find Xavier's sister there, I think. So using some forgotten characters that they haven't used in a while, and nostalgia related things and new storylines, they win. Wolverine gets a life now, and Deadpool is back to living a normal life. Yeah. Very simple explanation of the film. I love this film. Although with it being in my top 10, I give it the same rating as WALL-E. Like, this is in my top 10. I give it the same rate as WALL-E, I give it a 5 out of 4. But rewatchability comes into the play. And I love this film. I love everything about it. It's all amazing. This is, in my eyes, a perfect film. But it's a perfect film if you do not watch it over and over and over again, in my opinion. Which knocks it down in the rankings of my top 10. Because unlike the rest of the films in my top 10, I can watch over and over and over again, not get bored, but it just doesn't become a perfect film really as much. Like, it's just like, I've tried it out with this film. I watched it 8 times in a row, and I just didn't want to watch it again after that, and I gave myself a 3-month break, like a 4-month break from it. And then I started to watch it like once a month again. Yeah. So, I don't know where it is in my top 10, but it is in my top 10. It's a perfect film. Now it's time for New Mutants. You know what? I'm not even going to skip it to a transition. I'm going to tell you the rating right now. It's a 1 out of 4. I do not like the New Mutants at all. So, it's not entertaining in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. But I'll talk about the... Honestly, I'll just tell you what I don't like about it and just give you the plot in the next section. And then do the outro and the numbers after that. It doesn't even deserve its own actual little section. I'll do the plot summary and give up the numbers after that. So, yeah. Alright, yay, New Mutants. 5 young mutants are forced to become assassins, but whenever they find out that they're trying to become assassins, they don't like it, so they band together and kill the person that tried to make them assassins. How long was that? Like less than 30 seconds? Great. That's all it deserves. Yeah, straight to the ratings now. There's only one film that I give it a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10? What? 1 out of 4. Yeah, the idea of New Mutants just rotted in my brain. But 1 out of 4. The lowest of the rest of the film is a 2 out of 4, I'm pretty sure. And the highest is a 5 out of 4. Like, it's just a great franchise, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I'm missing a film. Dark Phoenix. You know what? I'll do the ratings and I'll just explain Dark Phoenix later. I don't really see Dark Phoenix as an X-Men thing because there's so much wrong with it. Like, it's literally its own solo movie. Like, it does not fit in the timeline at all. Like, X-Men Origins Wolverine has less continuity errors for this timeline than Dark Phoenix. Like, it's almost its own solo movie. It's just rebranded as X-Men Dark Phoenix. Like, I also just don't want to go over the film. I don't want to go over it. It's a 1.5 out of 4 stars. And it's just not good. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I like it more than New Mutants. But that's like saying the crap I took today is better than the crap I took yesterday. Still poopy-doo. Yeah, there's my stand on Dark Phoenix. And I gave you the rating. I kind of just kept New Mutants though because I just wanted to talk about how unenjoyable it is. Yeah, X-Men franchise, I give it you know what? I give it a 4 out of 4 stars. The franchise gets a 4 out of 4. Because, actually, no. Nah. 3.5 out of 4. Yeah. 3.5 out of 4 stars for the X-Men franchise. Oh, I can't wait to get into the deep dive era of this YouTube channel. I wonder how many games I'll have done by then. Yeah, X-Men franchise. They have 3.5 out of 4 stars. Check out the TikTok and the Twitch. We stream frequently. Yesterday I talked about Cheers on the TikTok. We post a lot there. Yeah. Like and subscribe if you may, and have a good day.